I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. ...2018 Mercedes GLA45.
AMG.
Without the body kit.
Yeah, no body kit.
We're sorry.
This is the sleeper version.
This is the car to go sleeper version.
Sleeper to go?
Pop to go. Because
it crackles and pops a lot.
Pop, 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 pop.
A lot.
Can I tell you my favorite way to pop this?
I think I know.
Slow down, first gear, rip it, and throttle on the second upshift.
It crackles between shifts, on upshifts.
It's the best.
It's amazing.
I have turned so many heads.
Oh, I know.
Like concerned parents, concerned citizens, concerned seniors, concerned gun activists.
Gun activists?
Pop, pop.
Driving by people, no one even looks at it, but then you drive past them with the exhaust, everyone turns their head like, what?
What did I just hear?
What did that?
Okay, now let's get to the important stuff. Horsepower and torque.
375 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque.
So this should have been in our big wing hot hatch challenge.
Yes, because you can't option a big wing, for sure.
But would this count with this wing right now?
There is pretty much no wing on it, so no.
No.
No. But this is one of the fastest production engines with a 2-liter turbo in the world.
Remember we thought the F-Type sounded good for a 2-liter turbo?
Yeah, this sounds way better.
Way better.
The tone, the amount of crackles and pops, the volume of those crackles and pops, everything just destroys that 2-liter F-Type.
Okay, what's the next best thing about this car?
The handling?
All right, Yuri's gonna send it on Cliche Corner.
Oh, it's very go-karty for the size.
Definitely more fun than the JCW. Pops are better too.
Yeah, the pops are so much better and louder.
But this is 4MATIC.
Yes, it is. It's all-wheel drive. And it doesn't feel all-wheel drivey unless you launch it, and I'll get to that later. The launch control is pretty...
Box test and visor test.
Which one first?
Visor.
All right.
We don't know this. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, Mercedes.
Now to the box test.
How many is that?
8 boxes.
You forgot something.
Did I forget?
Oh, Doc K's box, Patreon. You should check out our Patreon. You can buy a box.
Same as the Panamera that we're also reviewing around this time.
Yeah, so that's pretty impressive.
Now to my next favorite part.
What's that?
The popping.
Back to the car.
The actual next favorite part is the transmission.
Oh, the transmission is amazing.
I think the best part is that the paddles are so intuitive to use. They're always in the right gear. It always switches the way you want. You can click a manual button easily, and they shift just one step under Lightning, I think.
I'd say half a step under Lightning.
That's still pretty good.
They're very, very good. This is a 7-speed dual clutch, and I believe they've updated it for 2018.
But you know what I'm really disappointed about?
What?
The no aero kit and the no cool color.
Yeah, obviously.
I think I need to reiterate how important that is. Mercedes, when you have this car in green for the launch with a wing,
make all of them in green.
Make sure you have all the press cars in green with the kit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put it into sport mode because it hangs revs so hard in race mode.
It does, because it's ready to race, which kind of makes sense for this car.
Do you want to talk about the modes?
I would love to. We have 5 different modes: individual, comfort, sport, sport plus, and the best one, race.
Race mode's great unless you're actually trying to drive economically.
Yeah, but you would never try to drive economically in this car ever.
That's my only gripe, is that sometimes with the modes, you need to switch them a lot. Like on the highway, you're in race mode, you pass a couple cars, it's cool, but then it stays up in the gears so high.
Fair enough. But we also have a manual button, so you could just use that and go through the gears, or you can turn that off and just use it in D.
What I do like about the manual button is that the kickdown pedal doesn't affect it. So you can be in 7th, cruising, kickdown pedal, nothing.
It's amazing, actually.
It's probably as close as you can get to like a real manual, I guess.
Well, it is a dual clutch, and it feels very, very manual. Did you notice that when you're going start-stop, you don't have to give it much gas because it's like a clutch is actually engaging?
It's good.
It's amazing, actually.
We brushed over the manual button. I want to reiterate how good that is, that it actually has a manual button that you can push.
I agree.
It makes it so easy. The other Mercedes, you needed to set it up in individual to work like that.
Some of them did have that button, though. It was a lot smaller. I believe the E-Class may have had it.
And while we're on this, the shifter.
Yeah, the shifter is amazing.
What did we say about that Volvo S90?
It was terrible. Same logic, but you had to click up, up, or down, down. This one is just up or down. Perfect.
Infotainment, and then I'm going to let you drive.
Okay.
I've kind of gotten used to it. What do we say about infotainments that suck on cars that are really fun?
They don't matter as much.
This infotainment does not matter. It's nice and simple. It's probably the simplest one they have.
I do agree with that.
So if you get a Mercedes that's really fun, and it's got this infotainment with the number dial pad that I think is the worst thing ever.
It's very cheap looking.
It's not that it's cheap looking, it was cool back then and they kept going.
Hello? Is this 1999?
I think for once the graphics here aren't even laggy.
Let me prove you wrong. Give me 1 second. Look at this individual configuration, and then let me go back, look at vehicle data. Oh, it just spun around laggy.
It's laggy, but it's not pixely.
No, it's not pixely, but it's laggy.
Okay, so then I stand corrected, but it's not pixely for once.
Correct.
And the new Mercedes, they use 3D renderings instead of actual graphics.
Those are amazing.
I like the way these look more because there's more detail.
Okay, but then there's no lag. I prefer no lag.
I prefer these graphics with no lag and no pixelation.
Well, it looks like you're gonna lose because everything is eventually gonna get the new A-Class infotainment.
Yeah, that's okay though.
I'd like to address all of these buttons because I do not like the layout of them. It's very confusing.
It's not confusing to me.
Why is that?
Because that's where I expect a lot of buttons to be.
You expect your suspension settings to be next to your heated seats?
I expect all the vehicle settings to be right here below the radio stuff.
Okay, then why are some of them over here in this dial with the race knob?
That's just your drive mode dial. Drive mode dials are usually in this area.
So why shouldn't the drive mode dial have the suspension button and the exhaust button beside it and the traction off button?
There's not enough room there.
Yeah, there is.
It's
There's
fine
plenty
here.
of room.
There's not enough room.
They fit the manual button.
Because it sneaks in. I think this is laid out appropriately.
I don't like it. But we do have buttons for pretty much everything, including suspension and exhaust and your heated seats. And the most important one for Yuri, traction off.
Yeah. And you can turn it all the way off, or at least it says all the way off.
Most of the way off, from what we can assume.
We don't really know unless it's winter and we're winter drifting, so...
Yeah.
Sorry. Speaking of the exhaust button, in individual mode, you can't specify if the exhaust is on or off.
That would be nice if they added just one more notch to a little customization thing.
Yeah, because the exhaust is on in race mode and Sport Plus mode, but I want to be cruising on the highway with stiff suspension and stiff steering, but I want my exhaust on, but I don't want my revs to hang.
See, I'm fine with the modes, but I completely understand where you're coming from because I basically just want the engine in race mode, but the suspension in comfort mode, and I can gladly do that.
Okay, that's sorted. Gauges.
Gauges are amazing. Carbon fiber because AMG.
Which is very cool. I can put my speedometer in the middle, so I'm happy. And then let's get to the coolest part.
What's that?
I'm 8 years old and I designed this dashboard with red lines and carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber, red everywhere, weird graphics. I like it.
It's exactly what I expected, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
The first time I got in, I just laughed. I'm like, yes, this is what I expect.
Like a child designed it.
Yes.
But you know what's cool about that? It was definitely an old guy who designed it.
And he had to get approvals.
Yes, so many approvals. So whoever that guy is who got all the approvals for this, thank you very much.
You did a great job fighting for this.
And we stand by our claim that whoever works at AMG is German rednecks and they're the best.
You guys are the best. But whoever designed this lower center console, you cheaped out. It's really hard plastic. It's straight from the GLA450, and I kind of get it because this is based on that.
This is a car sharing car.
This is a car-to-go, super fast sort of luxury version.
For those who don't know, car-to-go is like car sharing in Toronto where we live. I'm sure it's everywhere else, but this one actually has a whole bunch of different colors for interior lighting, where the GLA we did, I think, only had the orange, the blue, and the white.
Yeah, this one actually has an option for that, so that's why. And it also has the option for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay.
Ooh.
Yeah, both.
The satellite radio works. No real issues, can't rewind, whatever, I've accepted it.
Because the car is actually fun.
I'm gonna end off with 2 more tests.
What's that?
Small cup of coffee.
All right.
It just barely fits. It's gonna get a good enough pass.
Will the lid pop off?
No.
Then it passes.
And the last thing I want to do is the reverse camera test.
All right.
Because I'm really attached to reverse cameras for some reason.
Yeah, you are. You're really bad at using them to park, but you do like them, and you will not use your mirrors. You will only use the technology in the car, which is pretty funny.
And I want to say that I think I'm the most confident with this camera system.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, my turn to drive.
I didn't even check the mirrors once.
Doesn't matter, crackles and pops. Now that I'm driving, race mode, and we are going to launch control. Pull both paddles together, paddle up, race start.
Oh.
Yeah, launch control, machine gun. Are you ready? I'm gonna machine gun all day. Oh, yes! It's so good.
That is way too much work for a launch control.
It's a little bit too much. It should just be gas, brake, done.
I didn't read the instructions, so I didn't figure it out.
I did have to look that up because I couldn't figure it out.
And you looked it up?
Online, not through here.
Because you can look it up through here.
Yeah, no, I like to look everything up online. 4.4 seconds, 0 to 100, or 62 miles per hour. The boost hits really hard. There's a little bit of lag down low, just below 3,000, and then it's just nonstop all the way to redline.
I did notice that there is a little lag down low, but
Thank you.
But you do say that about a lot of stuff.
Because a lot of turbo cars have that, but not all of them, like I also say. Like you said, the transmission shifts really quickly. It shifts a little bit faster in race mode, which you can actually customize through your individual settings and all that stuff, which I very much appreciate. This car is basically built around being a race car, but like a budget race car, because this is still based on a GLA. However, people say that it's not a real AMG, but it is. The philosophy of AMG for a real AMG is one man, one engine. This has one man, one engine building this engine.
Shout out whoever this guy's signature is, we can't understand.
Yeah, we tried to find you on Instagram, so we don't know who you are, but shout out to you for building this engine.
And we're gonna beat it up.
Now time for Jacob to send it into cliche, downshift, crackles and pops, amazing. Turn in is so good. We're on Continental tires. The suspension is nice and firm, but it's not overly firm. It's definitely on the firm side. So over potholes and that kind of stuff, you definitely feel it, even in the soft suspension mode.
Feels a little understeering.
Maybe a little bit, but that's only at the limit.
It didn't feel any oversteering.
No, it did not. I'll give you that. We don't have an LSD, but you can actually option one.
What's this stamp?
That's the Falterback stamp. Yeah, a Falterback is where AMG was founded, and I believe it's still there.
And we got one on the key too.
Yes, we do.
Speaking of the key, I don't like how this key looks like you have to put it in and turn it, but it's a push to start.
I know, I noticed that. I think it's just an older key, but it's push to start, which I appreciate.
Yeah, whatever.
A little bit more interior stuff before we get into the real heavy-hitting stuff.
Is it about the seats?
Yes, it is. The seats are amazing. They feel so comfortable, but I believe you can option even more comfortable Recaro seats.
I haven't gotten fully comfortable in these seats.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's like too much forward in the back, but I like how the headrest isn't going right up against your head, so if you wear a helmet, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Do you find that your seating position is too high?
It's a little bit high. I would like it lower, just a little bit lower for the whole seat.
I got used to it, but I feel like you wearing a helmet wouldn't sit well.
Exactly. But we did try this on the track, and I did fit, so it worked.
You haven't complained about piano black yet.
No, there's not that much of it.
How much of it is there? Literally just on the rings.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, down here is not piano black. They resisted the urge.
It's amazing.
Can you believe it?
Carbon fiber. It's perfect. They thought of me when they designed this.
You know what else I like?
No, they didn't.
Double sunroof.
Double sunroof is nice.
And the
That's an
sunroof goes
option as
back.
well. Yep.
The back seats are all right.
Yeah, they're all right.
Fold down.
I don't fit with my knees, but I fit with my head, so it's fine. That's behind myself, behind Yuri, I'd be okay. You know what my favorite part of this whole interior is, though?
The steering wheel?
Yes, it is. Alcantara on the sides. So they cheaped out, which is completely fine. We do have a red line, which is race car, which is, again, amazing. But Alcantara on the sides is perfect.
I really like the feel of the steering wheel. It's got good extension, and I like the button placement.
Yeah, the button placement is perfect.
Except there's no going back and forth through your presets.
Which I don't care about.
But you can use your little wheel here, which I like.
Back to the steering wheel, the paddles are amazing. They feel so quality. I think that's the biggest difference that separates cheaper manufacturers from luxury ones. The paddles.
I would 100% agree with that.
The paddles feel so quality in Mercedes and Porsches and all that kind of stuff. We also do have red stitching and its D-shaped and AMG badge, just so you don't forget.
What's the most expensive this car can get to? Like, pretty expensive, eh?
Pretty expensive, yeah. You probably wouldn't want the fully optioned out one, because you could probably get like a C-Class.
Yeah, but if it was green.
Yeah, maybe.
And compare that to the price of the Focus RS.
Well, this is pretty much the same as it sits.
So what's the price of this?
$52,300 for the base AMG. We're obviously not driving that one. $62,000, $500.
Could have sworn this was the base without the body kit.
Yeah, it's not the base.
Seems a little steep without having the aero kit and more driving assist stuff.
That aero kit, guess how much that is? I'm not even gonna let you guess.
$6,000.
$1,500, and they didn't check that box.
What?
I know.
Disappointed.
You get the body kit, you get the wing, and I believe you even get different wheels.
I actually really like these wheels.
The wheels are okay.
We didn't talk too much about looks, but I mean, we've been showing the car a lot, so just deal with it.
Yeah, we obviously like how it looks. It doesn't look crazy because it doesn't have the aero kit, but it looks a lot better than the GLA250 does. A lot better.
So where would this fall in line with the hot hatch challenge for you?
Oh, this would be near the top. I think this may be more fun than a Focus RS, but Focus RS comes in manual. For a hot hatch, that's almost a requirement, almost.
I think this is just as fun as the JCW, maybe a little less.
Oh, this is more fun than a JCW.
I don't know, I like that Ken Block shifter.
Okay, yeah, you did, but I like my paddles. This is pretty much the same price as a Focus RS too, because the Focus RS got so expensive in the last couple years.
Somebody said that it was like 67,000 Canadian now?
It's like 60,000, 62,000.
With taxes, 67.
Yeah, well, with taxes, but we're never including taxes.
That's like
That's
really
a lot of
cool
money.
Sports car money.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ford, what are you guys doing? when it originally came out, it was reasonably priced for what it was.
Yeah, I think the Focus RS is more fun than this, though.
I don't know.
Stick shift and race seats, though.
I really like this car. It feels so much more refined than the Focus RS. So much more. This would be a Golf R competitor, and I would take this over a Golf R any day.
I still choose Focus RS over all the hot hatches.
Let us know what you guys would pick in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and patreon.com/TheStraightPipes.
Probably the Focus RS, though.
I'd pick probably this one, but maybe the Focus RS.
Because you don't like stick shift.
I like stick shift.
Or manual.
It does have drift mode.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. Subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.
It's actually so much fun.
It's amazing.